Hello and welcome. Let me take a moment to talk briefly about the culture at my school and the environment in my classroom. Currently, I teach in a middle school. It's MS 255 in Manhattan. That's the Salk School of Science. And we're a small school located on the top floors of this building right here. Now, I would show my classroom, but my classroom is still actually being set up. We're undergoing some construction right now. So let me just discuss what my room looks like and some of the ideas behind the layout of my classroom. So my classroom, the layout is actually, I think, quite critical. The entrance, let's say it's over here. Students walk in, and in the room are different tables. So students have the options of working in groups of 4, right, or partnerships, but they're always having the option to work with others. I find this to be really important because often we need that flexibility to shift in a lesson to group work and partner work. Of course, we can also do individual work, but having the options to work at these desks, right, is really important for our students in terms of learning to collaborate with others. So usually there's about 8 different groups of 4 in the room. And if you notice, right, the center of the room is filled with this big long desk right here. But this is important because this allows me to teach from both sides of the room. So on one side of the room, I'll have a board, and on the other, once it's set up and ready, my projector and smartboard. So I can in fact teach from both sides of the room. So here I'll have a projector, and then on the other side a whiteboard. So this will allow me to do many things. For example, perhaps the startup is on the whiteboard, and then we transition to a lesson by watching a little video or slideshow here on the projector to get kids going and thinking about the lesson for the day. The whiteboard is also always a space for our students to write their ideas down and solve problems while actively standing throughout the lesson. Now, a typical day in my classroom revolves around a 1-hour schedule. So I teach 4 classes a day, and each class is 1 hour long. The way we break that 1 hour down is to give students 15 minutes, right? 15 minutes to start the lesson, the startup. So the startup is a time to review homework. It's a time to answer any questions. It's a time to get students adjusted and focused for the lesson of the day. It's also a time to introduce the problem. And usually that entire process takes between 10 and 15 minutes. Then we have about 30 minutes of partner or group work, usually, in the middle. And then we reserve about 20 minutes or so, right? Let's say 20 minutes at the end for a summary. So, and at that time, students will present their findings during the lesson. They'll present questions they have and discuss that with the whole group. So we'll have them present and we'll ask them questions and we'll get everyone involved. Now, it's an hour long, right? So we still have about 5 minutes of extra time built into the schedule to be flexible. We don't have bells at our school, so students, right, they end the class before they walk right into my class and need a few moments of transition time. Usually takes them about 2 minutes to get ready or so, and then we start. But that's what a typical lesson will look like. The structure is to have a brief intro lesson, about 15 minutes. And it's not so much to give them the information they need to solve the problems, but get them thinking about the questions they want to ask. Because this 30 minutes in the middle is not just a time to practice. It can be, but it's really a time to investigate the question at hand. We find that to be much more helpful to students, right, to struggle a little bit with the mathematics and work together on it and then share their findings at the end. So that's our typical structure, but you could walk into my room any day and see a different kind of structure happening. Sometimes we'll have an independent day where students can pick from different assignments. We'll have days where students are presenting the entire time or working on projects. All types of things can be happening. I think what I found as a teacher is that you always need to be as flexible as possible. But here is our typical structure in our class. All right, thanks a lot.